radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the July 28th edition, episode number 14 of Time2Vegas.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us this morning, no matter what part of the country or what part of the world you're in. We appreciate you taking time to be with us today as it is 9 o'clock Pacific time. I'm Aaron P., and of course, the lady in charge on the other side of the dais for me is Ms. Gypsy G. How are you?
Hello, hello. I am great. Thank you for asking. Actually, I'm super excited about today.
Yeah, today.
Feels good saying that.
Yeah. Well, you're excited, though, for every show. You just made it sound like you're not excited for every show except for this one. So
I am excited. Actually, this is the highlight of my week. There, I said it.
Well, and here's the reason why. We have internationally renowned author, health expert kind of thing. But if you've heard of the word flaxseed oil, then certainly this person's name, Udo Erasmus, should be very familiar to you, as he has done many presentations. He has also done webinars, meetings, international. I'll formally introduce him in about 15 minutes when he joins us via, I've always wanted to say this, joining us now via satellite from Vancouver, Canada. I just made it almost Connecticut and Canada. Did you know that? Canada. He'll join us here momentarily, about 10 minutes or so. And phone lines are open, of course, at 702-329-6947 if you're within the United States. If you are watching from Canada and would like to call and talk to our guest when he's on, 855-503-4321. And, of course, as always, our Twitter machine is live and is working, so you can always send us a live tweet using the hashtag Time2Vegas, and that is the number 2, just like on the sign. Oh, look at that, I did it right. Look at that. Just like on the sign right behind me, right there, Time2Vegas. Use that hashtag or this one right there. Man, I'm getting better at this.
You got it.
Right there, and send us a live tweet. We'll address it, answer it, and we'll let you know that we have it. So, and of course, as always, chat rooms. Yes, chat rooms. There you are. There's my watch party chat room. If you pop up in there, we'll follow. And Gypsy's got it as well. So.
Yes.
All right, and also remember, share the watch party. When you log on, you can reshare it.
Yes, please.
And if you're not watching us on Facebook, you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, GoLive.Vegas, Go Live Vegas mobile app. And of course, when you hit all those apps, please hit the notification or subscribe button. This way, whenever we have anything going on, because Gypsy loves going around the strip and with town doing videos, and she posts all of that stuff. You did some stuff this weekend, right?
I did. Saturday night, I went out to the fountains. All right, don't be mad I went out because I heard there's going to be trouble. And I put on my Superwoman cape And I said, I'm going to protect this town.
There you go.
But the good news was, unless I didn't hear about something, there was nothing to protect from. It was innocent protesters, right? So they were out there, but no harm done. They were, matter of fact, at one point, it was so cool. They were crossing the bridge from Bally's to the Cromwell.
Okay, on the other corner, right?
Yeah, and I was in the front. They were walking right towards me because I, again, was on the wrong side of the street and had to run to find them. And the elevator opened and this woman walked out with a stroller and she pushed right into it. And I'm like, oh my God, she's not even looking. It was so cool. They all stopped. They're like, woo, woman with the stroller, little baby, let's, you know what I mean? So it was the good, innocent people. And I love seeing that. I'm like, wow, that was freaking awesome. She went by and they kept walking.
Right on, right on. You know what? It's, Richie up in Minnesota's in the chat room. Richie, good morning, sir. Yeah, I mean, it's like parting of the Red Sea, you know, when stuff like that happens, which is good. It's good that people are aware and go from there. All right, we only have a few things we want to touch on before we bring our guest on, right? Do you have anything?
I do. Actually, I have a little video of Caesar's Palace. Hopefully, Aaron E got it. But this first part of this video, take a good look at because this freaked me out. That's just freaky, you guys. I walked by her and I'm like, no, I have to go ask, can I take a picture? Cleopatra's barge, we talked about that a while ago. It's still closed, but it's there. There were no plexiglass on the tables in Caesars. The casino was packed. That's out front. What's his name?
Hell's Kitchen, yeah. Gordon Ramsay,
yeah. So the minute I walked into Caesars, it was alive. You could just feel the energy. It was wall-to-wall people. I was surprised there was no plexiglass on the gaming tables, but as you saw in the picture, the dealers had masks and the shield, which was cool. But when I was walking out, one thing I did not put a picture up of because they're there to protect us. The security guards weren't your basic security guards. They were ready in case anything happened. I liked knowing that just in case, and I liked knowing that they didn't have to go into action. But the coolest part was being able to park at Caesars again on that top floor, right? Because I haven't been there since they started charging for parking, and then just seeing the life of Vegas come back.
Right on. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Governor Sisolak's comments so people are aware of what's going on. In the meantime, why don't you send a text message up to our guest because apparently he dropped off the link. Make sure he's okay. Make sure Canada didn't pull the plug on him for coming on our show or something. But hey, I do want to let everybody know. You know, our governor. Everybody knows the phases and all that sort of stuff's what's going on. Well, our governor Steve Sisolak came on the air yesterday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and everybody waited with bated breath and. Kind of here's what he talked about. I'm only just going to go on a couple of highlights. Number one, there's no change to the current situation. I guess we would be called phase 1.5 because the last time, you know, bars that don't serve food had to close down using that as a hot center. There were 7 or 8 counties when he spoke 2 weeks ago where the spike went up and they focused the bar situation. Well, the good news, as slight as it is, that 7 now is down to 4, and of course, Clark County is still on that list. But the next week, we are staying where we are until next Monday when he's supposed to have another press conference, and they're working on a long-term plan to pretty much eradicate and get rid of the phases that he's been using at this point. And there were some other stipulations. There were 4 particular things that they're looking for there, but so far no change to anything, which is good news at least. He again, continues to encourage everybody to wear masks and protect yourself. If you're not 100%, it's okay. Just stay home if you're not feeling well. By the way, with that being said, I want to send a shout out to my partner from Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, Neil Portnoy, is on the road to recovery. And also another friend of mine, Peter Papagiorgio, called me over the weekend, and he had tested positive. He's not nothing overwhelming in conditions or symptoms, fortunately, but yeah, he has tested positive. He just has to be careful. They only gave him 10 days, I think, because he didn't have all the major symptoms.
Oh, gotcha.
He just had the sore throat and the coughing and no fever, but somehow he still tested positive. Anyway, so they've given him an opportunity, 10 days. You don't need 14 to get better. So just wear a mask. You know, sometimes you just got to make life easier. Just do it. Make it simple. Don't look for agita and move on.
You know, I want to share a story about that. Most of you know I'm really not going anywhere other than my visits on the strip, my random visits. And I'm just going to say it, Dottie's to gamble. I feel safe there. I know right now safety is an illusion because it's an invisible enemy. But they have the plexiglass, and they were always set up for you not to have to sit next to anyone. But Erin E., it says, waiting to join. Per Udo. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Oh my God, it happened.
Oh, that's right.
You know, wow. You know, I felt like I was like maybe the cops were going to come in and arrest me. It was such a weird feeling. I had my mask on. I put my face in my shirt and I sneezed, and I'm like, oh my God, it was me. Are they going to? It was weird, man, because you know what I've realized? I don't hear people coughing or sneezing. Even my 3-year cough is starting to go away because I'm scared to cough in public because you get the evil eye. Allergies or not.
Well, it's a great point because people forget people have allergies. How about asthma? You know, and now granted, I believe that there was the exclusion of wearing masks for those who have breathing issues and things. You do not have to wear a mask. But if you're in a store, you're out, and you sneeze and you cough, hey, folks, there's more than just the potential of having the virus. Asthma, just a cough, you know, you take some water and you swig and you just take it too fast, all those things. So it's kind of silly that you, like you said, you looked at like a leper.
Oh man, it was weird. It was weird. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to kick me out.
All right, you ready for a quick break?
Let's do it.
Before we go to break, let me remind everybody, have your pencil and paper ready. Give us a call if you're within the United States, 702-329-6947. If you're outside the United States, like in Canada, the home country of our next guest, 855-502-4321. Send us a question or comment via Twitter using hashtag Time2Vegas. And of course, the chat room will be wide open for any of your questions or comments. When we come back, you are watching Time2Vegas. We will introduce our guest, Gypsy G, Aaron P. We'll be back in 60. Don't go anywhere.
Old world recipes, old world style, old world taste. Burnt Offerings at 3909 West Sahara Avenue is where the old world meets Las Vegas for a dining experience like no other. Burnt Offerings, where foodies dine. Las Vegas has many iconic symbols, from the welcome sign to a slot machine, but there's only one that can't be overlooked: the Las Vegas Showgirl. Premier Showgirls adds that extra sparkle to any event, from corporate parties and private parties, trade shows, conventions, weddings, store openings, and more. Since 1998, Premier Showgirls can be seen on many popular TV shows to stages all over the world. Call 702-524-4190 for more information, or on the web at premiershowgirls.com. Bring the glitter and glam of Las Vegas to your event.
And welcome back to Time2Vegas. Gypsy G, Aaron P here. Hey, by the way, if you're on the go today, and I would just remind everybody, as I always do at the top of the show, if you just want to take us on the go, pick up your phone, iPhone, Android, go to your Play Store, wherever you download stuff, look up 3 words, Go Live Vegas, 3 separate words. Download the mobile app. Man, I'm having trouble. I'm combining words. Mobile app. This way you can hear the show on the go, prop it on your car holder, because you don't want to be doing that while you're driving. And you can listen to the show, especially because of our next guest. Our next guest, Udo Erasmus, is a pioneer of the health and wellness industry, having created flax oil and the healthy fats movement. He is also the co-founder of the Udo's Choice supplement brand, a global leader in cutting-edge health products, having sold tens of millions of bottles of healthy oils, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. Udo is an accomplished author, including Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill, that has sold over 250,000 copies worldwide. Udo has extensive education of biochemistry and biology, master's degree in counseling psychology from Adler University, and this is a cool number. You ready for this one, Gypsy?
Yes.
And has impacted over 5 million lives by passionately conducting over 5,000 live presentations, 3,000 plus media interviews, now including Time2Vegas, 1,500 staff trainings, and traveled to over 40 countries with his message and how to achieve perfect health. Let us welcome Udo Erasmus to Time2Vegas. Good morning, sir, in Canada, our first international guest.
Good morning.
Welcome. Gypsy, why don't you start us off?
Wow. Okay, where do we start? Udo has so much knowledge and information to share. How about I start with how we met?
How you met? That's a good one. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to say it was at least 5 years ago at a entrepreneur seminar, right? Entrepreneur training. We have the same mentor, Bill Walsh. If you're out there, thank you for sharing all your knowledge, and thank you for creating that space where entrepreneurs can meet, right? So we met. It was an amazing, I'm going to call it seminar training for, I think that's what it is called. And we were able to meet. Everyone there is just so happy and eager to learn and support each other. And we had a great time. And on a whim, I contacted him, and he's like, "Yep, I remember you. It sounds great. Let's do the show.
Right.
Let's revive Vegas." I'm like, "Wow, that's so cool." And here we are.
Well, what cemented it was I got a ride to the airport from you.
Yes, yes, correct.
That always helps seal the friendship,
Yeah.
doesn't
It
it?
helped a lot.
Absolutely. That's good.
Take notes on that, you guys, right?
Hey, Udo, let me ask this question. You know, I've read most of the book. I have to admit I'm a slow reader, especially since I was on vacation by the lake.
Well,
But
not the Fats book, Total Sexy Health one.
right. That's the book that we're reading. But I just want to ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about your history, where you came from, how you got to where you are to being the knowledgeable person that you are in this. I would love our viewers to just kind of have a little feel as your background, because maybe somebody does wake up in the morning and says, "Hey, I'm going to invent flaxseed oil," but it takes a little more than that. Would you share that part of the story with our viewers, please?
Yeah, there are two stories. One is that I was born in Europe during the Second World War. We were living in Poland, which was then part of Germany. And when I was 2, I was a refugee kid fleeing from the tanks and trucks of the communists chasing us. And we were fleeing down roads, mostly women and young children in horse-drawn hay wagons, down a road, westward out of Poland. And the Allies there were no soldiers on those roads, but the Allies were using us as target practice.
Oh, boy.
Shooting at us from planes. And it was pretty chaotic. I just remember the fear, the anxiety, the hunger sometimes, but chaos. It was really chaos. And so I grew up never knowing what I could count on. So when it came time to go to university or to learn, I wanted to learn science, because science is about how things work. And then I went into biosciences, how creatures work. And then I went into psychology, how thinking works. And eventually ended up with self-knowledge, because I needed to know how I work. And when I was 6 years old in Germany, people were arguing, and I listened to these arguments, and they seemed so trivial to me. Like, I was 6 years old, so it must have been pretty trivial. And it occurred to me, man, there must be a way that people can live in harmony, and I'm going to find out how. And that's been my driver. Anything I can do that makes life better for people on any level that I have talent for, that I have knowledge about, that I'm interested in. And I'm interested in all of it. Anything I can do to make life better, that's what I want to spend my life doing.
There's no
That's
question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the long story. The short story is I got poisoned by pesticides after marriage broke up, and I wanted to kill something. So I took a job as a pesticide sprayer.
Oh, wow.
And did it very carelessly and got poisoned after 3 years. And then I got focused on health and how I could help myself, because I had the background to understand the literature, and I ended up focusing on fats, because they're the place where the most health problems come from. They're the least well understood, and out of that came the book Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill, and flaxseed oil and Udo's oil, and all of the stuff that I did. That was my first entry into health in a practical way.
Right.
Not pesticide poisoning.
I like what you said early on in your comments there about how people work and things that we could do to all just get along. Boy, do we need that today.
Yeah, I want to add that the words that you just stated, that was beautiful, right? Your mission, so to speak, is how do you help better other lives? I mean, that's beautiful.
Hey, I just want to remind our audience to give us a call at 702-329-6947 if you are within the United States. There's our phone number. Doggone it. I thought I had this down to a science right there. There's our phone numbers. 702-329-6. I can never be a weatherman. 702-329-6947 within the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., 855-5024-321. And, of course, you can tweet us, send your questions or comments, hashtag Time2Vegas. So take us through, what was the aha moment for you? I mean, your background story kind of puts it all together. But at what point was the aha moment when you realized, okay, I've got all this knowledge, I've done all the biochemistry, I've got all of this, that you finally looked yourself in the mirror and said, okay, now is the time that I can take that next leap and do what I do? Talk about that aha moment, if you don't mind.
Well, the one for when it comes to the products I developed, the aha moment was I was looking in the research and couldn't understand why people would say, well, fats are essential for health, but they give you cancer and kill you. It was like, so I was, that really drove me crazy because how can it be both? It's good for you and it kills you. So I was looking for that. And when I finally figured it out and I realized that the problem wasn't the molecules, the essential fatty acids, but the damage done by processing, I realized, okay, I can't get healthy on damaged oils. We should make them with health in mind. That was one aha moment. And the second one was, that probably the most important one was, the year after I got poisoned, while I was already looking for solutions, I found out that omega-3s are also essential. That was only established in 1981. And 99% of the population doesn't get enough for optimum health. They're the single most widespread essential nutrient deficiency. Every cell needs them, and they're a nightmare to work with. And that's when I had I called it my orgasm. I said, oh my God.
Well, that would be an aha moment.
If we could make oils with health in mind, we could help so many people. And it just lit a fire. I just got so lit up. And we literally, I got so fired up about it. And that's what drove it. And then we did crazy stuff like a 101-day tour in a van without air conditioning in the hottest months in the U.S. And we were just on fire. We were on fire. We wanted to talk to everybody. And in 2 years, I slept on the van, on the floor of the van. We didn't have a hotel. We started from scratch. We had no money, but we had fire. And so told the story everywhere we could, went to 85 cities in 101 days. I don't know anybody who's ever done a tour that long.
That's crazy.
And in the showers, we're being a part of improving health for many, many people, just because he was there and we were able to go in and do the tour, right?
Right on. Jips?
I just think that's cool. The adventure. I would love to go on an adventure like that.
Oh, yeah.
Can you create something else? I'm in.
Yeah. You know what? I see a vision. How about Time to Udo?
Time to Udo.
And well, like we said before the show when we were talking with them, we'll make them Udo E. We'll get in the blend right in with us.
Blend. That was a joke. Blend.
Oh no, that was totally unintentional.
Yeah.
702-329-6947, 855-502-4321. Give us a call. Question, health related, whatever you want to throw to Udo, please join us and ask your question. Jips?
Yeah, so I was amazed. I was watching your oil videos, and I have learned so much, and some of it I knew, but have probably forgot because it wasn't my focus oils. But wow, is that going to change? I never really understood how rancid other oils are. Really down to the core, plus, maybe it's age and I'm ready to make some changes. So the intake of the information, plus through your videos, you made it really easy to understand. So I appreciate that, right? Huge. Go ahead.
Yeah, more health problems physical health problems come from damaged oil than any other part of nutrition.
So
and that's because
amazing.
They're the most sensitive nutrients, so they need the most care. But oils, we give them the least care. We throw them in the frying pan. right? And we damaged it. We're damaging all at the same time damage oils. And because of that damage, they turn into unnatural molecules, and unnatural molecules interfere in body function.
So it's almost like they have two death sentences, right? The creation of the other oils, they're killed,
Yeah.
and then they get a second death sentence when we put them in
Yeah.
to the frying pan, which
Yeah.
you play tennis with.
Right. Yeah. One is
Yeah.
done to us, and the other one we do to ourselves.
That's incredible. Let me see if I got the numbers right. You were saying something about the human brain, 60% fat?
Yeah.
Is made up of 60% fat
If you take the water out of the brain, so it's 60% fat.
and water, correct. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so when you
That's
call somebody a
amazing.
fathead, I guess it really makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, we use that as a joke. Yeah. It's a compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Exactly.
fathead.
That's right.
Compliment.
Well, it depends on who you're talking
That's
to if it's a
funny.
compliment. So
Yeah. Yeah. It depends on the tone.
let me ask you a question as we go into break, Udo. Why do you think the general public right now, and I'm going to guess it's probably just education, not knowing enough, but why is the general public, when it comes to health, so uncomfortable with the concept of how oils are an essential part of one's body to continue functioning properly and the things that you mentioned? Why do you think the public is resistant to that?
Well, I think that started in 1979 with a report from the Senate on health, and it's when they created the food pyramid where carbs are at the bottom, which
Right.
you're supposed to eat most of, and oils on top for the least, and that took hold, and the oils got demonized. And the problem with that, the way that doing that was that we shouldn't have demonized the oils. We should have demonized the damage done to them by processing. And that was not like, even if you read the research on fats, it's all done on damaged oils, and nobody points out the damage.
Udo, we have a caller on the line that's calling in with a question. I don't mean to cut you off. Caller, thank you for calling. Your name, please, and your question.
Rob, my question is, how does the flaxseed oil work on dementia, or does it?
Udo, were you able to hear the question?
Yes, I heard it. How does flax oil work on dementia? We have seen some people do better using it, but there are other things. The brain is not only made out of fats, but zinc can be helpful, and B vitamins can be helpful, and pretty much all the things that you have to do in order to have a healthy body will also get you a healthy brain. But the oils probably are more important in the brain, just because the brain is the oil-richest organ in your body, except for your fat tissue.
Rob, can I ask you a question before you go? Where are you calling from? Where are you listening to us?
San Clemente, California.
Right on. Cool. So that's great. There you go. California is checking in. Any other question for Udo while we have you, sir?
Not at the moment.
Right on. Well,
Thanks very much. Update. That's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted to hear.
great.
That's cool.
Good. Thank you, Rob, for calling. Keep listening. We appreciate you a lot.
Thank you.
Right on. You know, that was a great question because Alzheimer's now, I think, maybe over and this is just my opinion, the last 10 years has really become a focal point on health issues. We're dealing with that with my father-in-law right now. So it's just kind of interesting to see how it's all kind of coming together right now. So, all right, we're at the bottom of the hour. Let's step aside for another quick break as we have to pay a couple of bills.
Just a couple.
Just a couple. More with Udo. You are watching Time to Vegas, coming to you live on Go Live Vegas, right here in Las Vegas. Our first international guest is on. We're so excited about that. Time to Vegas. More with Udo right after this.
Old world recipes, old world style, old world taste. Burnt Offerings at 3909 West Sahara Avenue is where the old world meets Las Vegas for a dining experience like no other. Burnt Offerings, where foodies dine.
It's sometimes easy to forget to stop along the way to celebrate yourself. At Danielle Eugenia Photography, we remind you to take the time to do just that. We capture the magic of everyone in romantic, classy expressions, transcending outdated ideas of beauty by bringing out your inner glow. Our experience allows you to use our radiant studio experience with our new mini sessions. Mini sessions include professional makeup makeover, a set of angel wings to pose with, professional posing for all the best shots, and $50 off any package purchase. Styles vary from glamorous and luxurious dresses to cozy and relaxed styles, or sexy lingerie for a sizzling boudoir session. Book your session, Angels and Blessings, mini session today at Facebook at Boudoir for All and on Instagram at Danielle Eugenia Photography, and explore your romantic expression side.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Time2Vegas. Aaron P, Gypsy G. Gypsy has lost connection to her watch party, so I've got mine up. We'll work on that. I do want to mention something we talked about before the show. Normally, people tune into the show and they usually hear about Vegas-eccentric topics and stuff.
Yes.
And the reason we want to have Udo on, number one, he's a wealth of information, first of all, in health today, especially with what's going on. People staying inside. We hear things about depression going up. This is really a topic of conversation that's really an international concern for good health nowadays. And so I just wanted to let people know that that's why we have this topic on today. It's very important.
Absolutely. Health covers everyone, every human and every four-legger, right, that we have. So that's our goal. Let's keep everyone healthy.
All right, let's welcome Udo back in. Udo, thank you again for hanging out there with us. My question, and we brought up, I used the word depression because, with the quarantines going on and people being stuck inside who are not used to that. Talk about the benefits of oils. And again, it's in the brain, so it may go back to what you've already answered. Talk about the benefits that could help ease depression and stress-related things because of what's going on in the world right now.
Well, depression can have more than one cause. But in terms of oils, there's research that says when you get the oils right, and the omega-3s do it better than omega-6s, but the omega-3s are also more sensitive to damage, so they have to be treated with the greatest care. When you increase your intake of those oils, you elevate mood and lift depression, says the research. So that's helpful, but depression also has a mental component, which is thinking negatively. I used to be depressed. I don't, not these days, but I was thinking this morning. I was lying in bed and I was thinking about doing this show. Right?
That didn't depress you, did it?
No, it didn't depress me.
Before you go on with that, we have another caller coming in, so hang on to that story. Thank you for calling. Caller, name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm from Las Vegas. I'm Mama G. I'm Gypsy's mom.
Mama G is on the line. We can't be anywhere without Mama G.
Mama
We
G.
love Mama G.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I have a question for him.
Go for it.
Okay, I've been taking virgin extra olive oil, and Gypsy's turning me on to your oil. Can you tell me how bad extra virgin organic olive oil is?
How bad it is?
Yes.
No, extra virgin olive oil has one benefit over most oils, which is that it isn't...
Wait a minute, I have to shut you off. I can't hear you. Okay, go ahead. Shut your sound off.
Which is that it isn't damaged by processing. But it doesn't have any omega-3s and very little omega-6s in it. And those two are the only substances from fats that are essential for your health, that your body can't make it, that you got to make sure you bring in from outside.
So basically, it sounds like it doesn't do enough.
That's a good way to say it.
So it's not doing harm.
There are two issues. There's always two issues with oil.
I take 1 tablespoon on my salad. Could I use yours instead?
Yes, of course.
Good answer.
Okay, well, I'll look more into it because she has your book, which I went through. So I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama G.
Question, Udo. I'm trying to remember on.
Let's go back to what I was talking about this morning, depression and thinking about the show today.
Yeah. So I was lying in bed and I say, okay, when things are down, and I'm talking about the lockdown and the thing we're going through, right? It's very easy to get depressed. So what do you need to focus on? Well, number one, I'm lying in bed and I'm half asleep. I said, number one, I'm alive. Mm-hmm. That's already an incredible gift. Number two, I'm breathing. What if I couldn't breathe? Right? Number 3, I'm still eating.
That's
Even-
good.
For me, and those know me, it ties into the majority of my beliefs and everything. I won't say I currently study, but I've studied. But I was reading a chapter today. I read your chapter 3.
Question to our caller. Is this the Cheryl that I know from Dr. Phil's days?
Yes, it is.
I
How you
thought-
doing, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. The voice clicked in once I heard you starting to talk to
Yeah.
Udo. Great to hear from you.
Yeah, and Udo.
Yes, awesome. Great show today.
Thank
I'm
you.
loving
you.
every minute of it.
Thank
Thank you, Udo, for your advice.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Cheryl.
So, Udo, you didn't know you're with a fellow doctor here, Dr.
Yeah,
Phil.
no, my doctorate's been hung up for many years.
That was a travel doctor. We used to sell
Oh,
travel.
Yes.
well, what
together.
kind of a doctor?
Okay.
No, I have a PhD in vacationology. Yes, I studied the way people vacationed and tried to help people do it better. Sort
Are
of
you
like you.
serious? Are you serious? You got a PhD in
No.
vacation?
No. That was how.
Right.
That was my nickname from a previous life doing a previous job.
See, I would say I have a PhD in being me.
Yeah, there
Oh,
is.
nice.
Everybody has a PhD in being themselves.
Yeah,
there
we
you
get
go.
our PhD in travel after you take a couple of years of beatings.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
hey, I've got a question that was typed into me, texted it in.
Messaged.
Message. There you go. Oh, I love this question. So you can consider it also on my behalf. Does flaxseed oil help you lose weight? And if so, what is the trigger about it that helps you lose weight?
Well, let me make one caution on flaxseed oil. When I first made flaxseed oil, people were saying, the people I work with were saying, oh, this is the best source of both essential fatty acids. It isn't. It's a really good source of omega-3. It does not have enough omega-6. I used flax oil by itself. I became omega-6 deficient. And I got dry eyes, skipped heartbeats, arthritis-like pain in finger joints, and thin papery skin. And that was one of the main reasons why I developed the blend, because I wanted to help people get healthy, and I don't want to be able to make them sick at the same time. So that's my caution on flax oil, even though it's very rich in omega-6s. And now I forgot your question. What was your question?
Are you missing some omegas? You don't remember the question?
Yeah, I need
see
some
that,
omega.
there's that word blend, right? That word, right. Again, that's why you have the 369 Udo 369 combo.
Right.
How will that help me and my friends who texted me, messaged
Oh,
me?
yeah, for weight
Lose weight, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so if you want to do weight management, people go on a keto diet, which is a diet high in fat, and they lose weight. Some of that fat is water. They lose water. When you get omega-3s, especially, they turn on the fat burning mechanism in the body, and they turn off the fat production mechanism. But if you're going to use the oil for weight management, and many people do, it works very well, then what you have to do is also lower your carbohydrate intake at the same time. Otherwise, you're adding fuel to fuel, and that's not going to work. So what we say to people, you need a fuel shift from having carbs be your main fuel to making oils your main fuel. And when you do that, it's very easy to lose weight. You have more energy, so you'll be more active. Your skin will be nicer, so you'll be happier with yourself. Your brain will work better, and they, even without exercise, omega-3s turn on fat burning in the body. But you've got to lower the carbs, otherwise it won't work.
I just want to remind everybody that you are watching Time to Vegas right now live on the Go Live Vegas mobile app, or GoLive.Vegas, or on our Facebook page, Time to Vegas, or Twitter, or YouTube, or Twitch, or Periscope. You are watching us live. Call in with your question, 702-329-6947, 855-502-4321. I just want to let our sponsors know we're going to go right through to the top of the hour, and whoever is left, hopefully we'll be able to squeeze them in as we sign off at the end of the show, because I want to keep going.
Yes.
We're on a good roll right now.
Yeah, I have questions tied into what you just said, Udo, because you talk about skin, and now that I'm in my 30s, yeah, go ahead.
I'm not going to say anything. I just hit
getting these-
56, so
I'm
don't look
getting
at
these
me.
brown spots, and the more I'm in front of the camera and the more I'm taking pictures and editing my own videos, I'm noticing them more. I'm like, wait, that wasn't there on last week's video. Is that going to help? Is the oils, the omegas, going to help clear the brown spots, or is that completely
Not
different?
that I know of.
Okay,
Not that I know of.
maybe if
But-
I reword the question. No.
Yeah, you want a different answer, right?
Well, I just got
no,
complimented. I look good
if
for
you-
65. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I'm only 29, but it's been a tough life.
There
Love
you go.
it. Love it.
No,
Udo,
where you slow down the spots is by eating tons of green, red, blue, purple, yellow vegetables. Not the high starch vegetables, but the high water vegetables. And those in line with the oils work very well together.
Is
But
that
once you got them, they're pretty hard to get rid of. There are some treatments for them, bleach and hydrogen peroxide and stuff like that.
yeah?
I got
You
spray
know,
paint at
but,
home.
but you know what?
That's
Think of
funny.
it as getting a tan as you get older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the natural tan. Udo, let me ask you this question. There's a lot of myths out there, so it's going to be a multiple choice question. I ask that you all right. Well, there you go. Hold on to that thought because we actually have another caller on the line. Caller, please give us your name and where you are calling from, please.
My name is Ellen, and I'm calling from Las Vegas.
Hello, Ellen
Hi,
from Las
Ellen.
Vegas. Udo is eager to hear your question.
Great. So I have an irregular heartbeat, and it's triggered by things that I eat sometimes or drink. It has been like alcohol triggered, so of course I don't drink anymore. The other night, something happened after I drank a Gatorade. Does the blend have anything in it that might make those hearts palpitate, that tachycardia, whatever?
Tachycardia. Yeah, now she got me tongue-tied.
Tachycardia.
I won't even try.
Backed up.
Tachycardia. It's when your heart goes tachy on you.
Tachycardia, that's it.
Right.
Yeah. The oil can help with tachycardia, but not necessarily. Probably one of the best things to do for that is there is a tree called hawthorn. And hawthorn is very good for regulating heartbeat. You can get it actually a blend, and I'm trying to remember the name, that is a hawthorn blend with a few other things. That's what I use when I get it, because I get it occasionally, like every couple of years maybe. And I'll just take one bottle of this stuff. If I could race upstairs and have a look, but
Oh, no. All right, I'll do
Actually,
some
get-
research.
You can text me the answer later. I know Ellen's a good friend of mine. I'll
Yeah,
get
we'll,
it to
we'll,
her.
we'll
All right.
repost it. Thank you, Ellen, for calling.
That's Ellen, who is at Burnt Offerings with us.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ellen.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
your
so
friend
you know
Ellen.
her.
Hi,
Yeah.
Ellen.
Hi.
It's like a big reunion today,
I
too.
know, right?
I know.
So, did you
Okay,
have?
thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Appreciate it.
Did you have a question? Because I have a two-part.
Yeah, I want to go
question, so
back to
ahead.
it. I want to give sort of rapid fire. There are a lot of myths out there. Give me 3 of them that you want to debunk right now about the use of oils that people have the wrong philosophy on.
okay, fats are bad. That's there are bad fats are bad, good fats are good. And you got to bring the good ones and dump the bad ones. So that's one.
Okay.
Number 2, omega-6s cause cancer. That's complete BS.
Okay.
Damaged omega-6s cause cancer.
That's a big one.
Omega-6s
Thank
are
you.
essential nutrients.
That's huge.
And the third one is, eating fat makes you fat. It doesn't. Never has. Never has. It's the best storage, and they don't turn on fat production in the body, whereas carbs do. And so if you need to lose weight, you need to dump the carbs, and you need to get good oils as fuel, especially the ones that have omega-3s and 6s in them, because they're essential. And the omega-3s turn on fat burning and turn off fat production in
A
the body.
question just came in as a follow-up to the weight loss regarding the fats that you just mentioned. Is it true that fat fights fat when losing weight?
Well, yeah, fats fight fats is a nice moniker. It sounds good, right? But fat doesn't fight fat. If you get the right kind of fats, they turn on burning your body fats.
Gotcha.
That's what the charm is, and the omega-3s do that exceptionally well.
Gotcha. Gypsy.
Okay, first one's kind of a silly question, right?
There are no silly questions.
I know you'll have an answer.
Except for
I
the
love
one
that.
that's never asked.
Right?
No. Yeah, only silly people asking them. No.
How? Thank you very much. I'll take that compliment. How do you make
Having
scrambled
fun.
eggs then if you don't use an oil?
Sorry, what?
How would someone make scrambled eggs in the morning if they're not using an oil on the pan?
You can water scramble eggs.
There you have it. That was someone actually asked me that,
In the
and I'm
frying
like,
pan?
I'm gonna, yeah.
In the frying pan, you could. So say that again. You would put.
Yeah.
But you would
Yeah,
put.
water scramble. Water scramble.
Okay.
Because
They
I know.
They get scrambled because you keep flipping them over, flipping them around.
Okay.
It's not the oil that's scrambling the eggs.
It's the heat, right? The pan.
No, it's your action.
It's the action of
Oh,
breaking
your
up the yolk.
action. I'm thinking
Yeah.
cooking, but you said actually scrambling.
And then
because-
the other one is, so like, you can soft boil, hard boil, pressure cook, water scramble, eggs. So the idea is, I can't. I gotta fry my eggs. No, you don't.
That is that's an expression I'm going to keep. Water scramble or water cook, water fry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question. So taking fish oil tablets, well, fish oil is a whole nother topic. So will taking fish oil tablets help you lose weight?
No, you're not getting for two reasons. You're not getting enough oil to really get the oil burning, because we're talking about taking a tablespoon per 50 pounds of body weight per day. So it's like 2 to 4 tablespoons of oil, unfried, mixed in your food over the course of the day. It's your oil foundation, not a supplement. Fish oil is a supplement. You get 1 to 3 grams. I don't recommend them because your body can make the fish oils if you get the omega-3 and 6 essential fatty acids. And the fish oils are very damaged, and the research now says that all the things that fish oils are being recommended for, they're not actually doing anymore. And it's because over the past 20, 30 years, we have done more and more processing to get the stink out of the fish oil and to get the PCBs and dioxins and pesticides out of the oils. And the more you process the oil, the more damage you do to it. So I do not recommend fish oils for that reason. And fish, by the way, is now the dirtiest meat on the planet.
You said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because everything goes we dump it on land, it goes downhill. Everything that goes downhill ends up in the ocean. And the oceans are so polluted now that fish have become the dirtiest meat on the planet. I didn't create it. I'm just telling you from a health perspective, it's important to know. The book on total sexy health, the 8 key
I'm trying to have my hand not cover his name at the bottom.
Hey, get your hand off her butt.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I see. No matter where I put my hand, I'm in trouble.
Get your hand off her butt.
How about we do this? There we go. How about we do that? There we go. All right. Sorry. I've been trying to get it squared up so I don't cover your name.
Yeah, I know. And everything is backwards, right? So
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. Website is totalsexyhealth.com. Now, give us a few minutes about the base of this book. There's 8 segments in the book that you touch on that's important for total sexy health, head to bottom, head to toe.
Yeah.
Head still.
So you want the 8?
Just real quickly, because we only have about 4 minutes, 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure we hit the highlights.
Okay, so the 8 parts, they're all different. Each one is different, has a different function, has a different nature, needs a different kind of attention, needs attention on a regular basis, goes off in a different way in response to a different kind of intervention. That's why we separate them. So internal awareness, that's where your peace lives. Life energy, that's where your power comes from. Inspired creativity, that's where your genius lives. Physical body, that's food and fitness and detox and digestion. Everybody focuses on that for health, but they all play a role in health. Then there's survival smarts, that's how you deal with crisis. Then there's other people or social group, that affects your health. Your environment, that affects your health. and the big picture, the fact that you're a terminal body living in an infinite universe and being okay with that.
Excellent.
And enjoying the time that you have. Those are the 8 parts. And this is the book.
Site where your oils are available, how people can reach out to you, what's the best way for folks to communicate? Because I have a funny feeling, Gypsy, we're going to be seeing Udo on a regular basis, and I'm going to throw a title name out to his segment if he wants to use it. Your Health Matters with Udo E. Something like that, because I think we need to have him back on a regular basis.
Okay, sounds
Awesome.
good. Okay, so the website, udoschoice.com, udoschoice.com, is for the products that I work with. And the Udo, THE Udo, theudo.com is where you find the courses and the educational material and the books, including the book on total sexy health.
So, in conclusion, omega-3, omega-6, flaxseed. Those are the important oils right now that we more than likely are lacking in our body at this time.
Omega-3 and 6 are the only things from fats that you have to have. Everything else is optional.
Yeah, when I saw you say that in the video, that was like a profound moment when you said it's the only thing we need from fats. I'm like, wow, that just summed it right up. And also the other thing I want you to know about Udo's oils, because I know you need to go drive to Sprouts or Whole Foods. I prefer Sprouts today. They are in the refrigerator section. You're not going to find them on the shelf.
In a glass bottle, in a box,
correct.
in the fridge, in the supplement section, in the natural food store.
That's what keeps them healthy.
Udo has been in our backyard all this time in Las Vegas, and nobody sent out a memo?
Nobody sent out a memo.
What is wrong with that picture?
And that's part of how we actually met at that seminar. We were in line for food. I turned around, and because he's taller than me, that does not mean I'm short, his name tag was right in my face, and it said Udo. And I'm like, Udo, like the oils? I never heard your name Udo before. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was a person. And it turned out your picture was even on the bottle. I don't notice details, but I was like, wow, that's amazing. That was just a great moment. But yeah, right there.
That was your aha moment.
That was my aha moment.
Right on. Udo, listen, we're right up against the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know we haven't even scratched the surface on the pin's top of its head with everything we talked about, but I think a lot of the information you came up with, and of course, our callers asking great questions. Was very, very important for folks to hear. So I look forward to Gypsy. Let's schedule Udo back on again soon.
Absolutely. Right. So big thank you to Udo. Thank you to all the callers. This is about health, you guys. Peace. Oh my God, do we all need peace now? So.
Yes, it's not easy, Udo, is it?
There you go. I have to look at the camera.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not easy to do that.
I know.
Right?
That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Udo. We'll talk soon. Stay safe up there, and tell all your Canadian friends to listen in, all right? Thank you, sir. You got it.
Awesome. Beautiful. I'll be in touch.
Udo Erasmus, man, I mean,
that was amazing.
Rarely do I ever take notes during an interview, but look at my note paper.
Fabulous.
I mean, I was taking notes on some things that, aha moments. As someone who's gone through a health journey of dropping 130 pounds, it's good to know that stuff's out there. Okay, we have probably about a minute left. So, final thoughts, comments?
I say, wow, that was awesome. More to come. You guys have a great week? Yeah.
Week.
Okay, we're coming back in 3 days. Week. And as always, peace. Wishing you peace. And over to you.
Right on. Have a great week, everybody. Be safe. Listen, if you miss any part of today's show with very, very important information, simply go to Time2Vegas on Facebook. If you don't like the page yet, why not? Please do so. GoLive.Vegas will have it. Twitter, our Facebook, what's the other channel? YouTube. These are all up there. We'll be reposting it. Do not miss a word of what we just learned from Udo. Have a great week. As I always like to say at the end of every show that I do, be kind to each other for one very simple reason. We're all we got. For Gypsy G, Aaron E, Udo E, I'm Aaron P. Time2Vegas. We're out. We'll see you next week right here. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.